What's up, y'all? You're tuned into Vision and Heels Uncensored, the podcast dedicated to giving you the raw truth on all things V&H. We're talking real-life experiences infused with faith and an unwavering commitment to authenticity.
I'm Ivette Pujol, your Vision and Heels Community Manager, a Cuban visionary with Miami roots.
And I'm Jeanette Marie Rodriguez, the CEO and founder of Vision and Heels, Puerto Rican and Dominican Bronx native, your New Yorican host. We're here to share our take on navigating life, business, and all the hats we proudly wear.
Time to pour the cafecito. Let's dive in. Hello, my friends, and welcome back to an episode of V&H Uncensored, where we grow, we elevate, and we remind ourselves who we truly are, sharing all things V&H. Today's episode is a little bit different. It's Ivette flying solo. Jeanette and I have had a really hard time connecting lately just to be able to have a little while to sit down and do the podcast together. Good problems, but we have been go on the days that we are here together. She's had travels. I've had competitions and different experiences as well. So hopefully this week we will be able to record together, and the next week episode will be back to Jeanette and Ivette together. But we are going to talk today a little bit about being worthy of investing in yourself. Yesterday was Mother's Day, so by the time you hear this, Mother's Day will have passed. And for those of you that are moms, I hope you had a wonderful day, knowing you are loved, knowing you are the backbone of your family. So before we get started with that, I want to start with my gratitude portion. As you guys know, we always like to start with gratitude. And as I'm sitting upstairs at Vision and Heels in one of our offices, I'm looking at beautiful Downtown DeLand. Honestly, this is one of my favorite offices in the entire building. And I get to look at Downtown DeLand as the cars cross by. So my gratitude this week and this episode is for my commute. I live maybe about 2 miles away from the office. And I know some of our members, Oscar and Santi, they sometimes walk in. We have other members that live close as well. And it is just such a blessing to be able to be so close to where you work. And there's been times that I need to go home, get something, or go and get my daughter, take her to school, run back and forth. Having come from Miami, where a 12-mile commute would take me an hour and a half, at least an hour and a half on a daily basis, just to get to work, and then another hour and a half. So I spent 3 hours of my day at minimum to go to work and come back in the car. I can't imagine wasting 3 hours of my day anymore. So I'm so grateful that I get to be so close, and I'm literally like 10 minutes away from my house. I don't know how people in Miami, when I go down there, even just to go from my mom's house to my brother's house, it's a short distance, but it'll take at least 30 to 45 minutes because there is just so much traffic, and it's just the hustle and bustle all the time. There's no disconnecting from the rat race there. So today I am thankful for my commute and that I get to work so close to where I live. Now, back to today's episode. We were talking about Mother's Day and how we were hoping to be able to relax and spend some downtime. And a lot of times it's the one day a year we have, and why do we do this to ourselves? Okay, if you are listening to this episode or to this podcast, most of you are businesswomen, entrepreneurs, business owners. You are the CEO and founder of your own business. So today's episode is for the woman who is building something, the woman who shows up for everyone else, but quietly struggles to show up for herself. we have to justify that we can have some time just for ourselves. If you've ever questioned your worth, if you've ever wondered, can I really do this? If you've ever poured into others, and who of us hasn't, while running on empty, I think this episode is for you. So let's start with something that might feel a little bit uncomfortable. You can't build a powerful business while neglecting yourself. We feel so guilty taking time to do something for ourselves and to take care of ourselves. I know we've been conditioned to believe that hustle equals success, that the more you hustle, the more successful you are, that exhaustion is a badge of honor that you wear proudly. The pouring into others somehow proves our value. The more we pour, the more we do, makes us more valuable. But let me ask you something. How are you going to lead, serve, and grow when you are operating from depletion from yourself? You pour everything into your business. You pour everything into your children. You pour everything into your family, into finding everything that needs to be done. Putting up with things that should have been done and weren't done. Projects that should have taken a couple of months, and still accepting those things. Thinking that you've got to wait till Mother's Day to get some rest and to have your family pamper you as much as you take care of them. Why do we wait till that one day a year? The reality is so many women struggle not because they lack the skill, but they lack filling their own cup. There's many times that I say, I have my cup and I love my cup. And I'm the cup half full girl always. And even if my cup is empty, I'll say, look at my cup. My cup is beautiful. I love my cup. Even if my cup were to break, I would say, did you see my cup? My cup was absolutely amazing. But many a times I found myself giving from an empty cup. I no longer had anything in my cup to give to anyone else. Now I fill my cup and let others benefit from that overflow. I fill my cup with knowledge. I fill my cup with peace, with faith, with things that bring me joy. On Thursday, we had a crochet class with Nicole. She taught us how to, basically the starting points of crocheting. She's amazing and she makes some things for us. And we really wanted to be able to participate in that. Jeanette and I both had our daughters here with us, and we had a few of our other members. And it was a time where we could have been doing so many other things, but we took the time to pour back into ourselves and show our daughters, show our members that being with each other really matters. On Friday, I knew that I was going to be busy. I took the time to take care of my home, take care of myself, and I really enjoyed just being able to do things without being in a hurry. Then on Saturday, since I had cleaned my home and taken care of it, I was able to go to St. Augustine, where we met with Cindy. She's the author of the Blooming series we've been talking about. In June, we're going to make it open to where anybody can come and meet the author and get her book. We're going to have a book signing, but we intentionally stepped away and said, it's Mother's Day weekend. We're going to go to St. Augustine. We had planned this for January, I believe, January or February, and we had a cold front come through, and it was just miserable. None of us really wanted to go to St. Augustine and enjoy being outside when it was to what Floridians would consider blizzard weather. It was down in the 20s, so we had to reschedule it for now, and we had the most wonderful time. We went to Columbia Restaurant, and her first book, Cindy's first book, Bread Pudding in Barcelona, ends in St. Augustine. So that's why we decided to go there. We get to just drive there, and it's so close. So that was another way that I poured into myself on Saturday. We went and had lunch. It was just a place we hadn't been to before. Great food, great company, great conversations about where we came from, what makes us who we are. And it was just an opportunity to spend some downtime. And we need to do more of those things. Fill our cups to where then we are not sharing and giving and providing to our families, to our businesses from an empty cup. I now fill my cup so much that others will benefit from the overflow, but I'm not depleting my cup anymore. And I don't think we should feel guilty for doing that, because our families are better because of it. Our businesses are better because of it. Our friendships are better because of it. So I highly encourage you, fill your cup by doing something that fills you with joy. Reality is also that so many women in business struggle, not because they lack skill, not because they lack vision, but because deep down inside, they struggle to believe that they are worthy of that success, that they are worthy of filling their cup, worthy of that rest, worthy of ease, worthy of investing in themselves. And that shows up in everything. I find it so hard to see that we still struggle with how we manage our time, and we give all of our time to everyone else around us, and we don't give even just a little bit of that time for ourselves. So I hope that this is a reminder to you that you're not just the CEO of your business, you're the foundation of it. And when that foundation is cracked, everything else feels a little bit harder. Now let's talk about something that feels, and sometimes it's dismissed as extra or not necessary. Self-care, okay? Not just the fluffy surface version of taking care of yourself, but the real intentional care of yourself. Here's the truth. Taking care of yourself is not selfish. And I know I'm talking to myself. Sometimes we think that we have to prove our worth by doing and doing and doing, and we don't stop to take care of ourselves. But self-care has to be strategic. It has to be necessary in your life. It is so powerful. And sometimes self-care looks like rest, just slowing down just a little bit. Sometimes self-care looks like boundaries, putting those boundaries that are so hard for us to say, no, I will not accept this. This is not okay. Sometimes it looks like allowing yourself to experience a little bit of just luxury in your everyday life, not because you earned it, but because you're worthy of it. Everything, if you fall apart, everything around you is going to fall apart as well. So honestly, it's one of the reasons I started using pharmacy products. The brand that I partnered with is Pharmacy. They're a Turkish company, and they're European lifestyle brand products. It's not about skincare or beauty. It was more about being worthy of using quality products, not just what was left over, not just when I was upset and said, you know what, screw it. I'm going to spend the money that I spend on other things. I'm going to spend it on myself and then spend it on something really expensive. But it shouldn't be that way. It should be to where good quality, affordable luxury is something that I treat myself to on a daily basis. Why? Because those moments remind me that I matter too. What I want matters as well. We don't need to continuously put ourselves last. So I would love to challenge you today. Where in life are you over giving and under nurturing yourself? Where are you waiting to feel successful enough before you allow yourself to just enjoy the journey? And what would shift if you just started treating yourself with the same care, that same attention, and that same intention that you give to everyone else? The woman you're becoming, she doesn't wait for permission. She doesn't shrink herself. She doesn't neglect her own needs. She invests in herself mentally, emotionally, physically. You want to know what true wellness is to me? That woman understands that her well-being is directly connected to success. If she doesn't take care of herself, she will never be successful. She will be depleting herself on the way to creating what it is that she wants. So I would love to remind you, please, as I was listening to the stories of Mother's Day and how it just felt like we wanted to be able to just slow down and have somebody else take care of us the same way that we take care of them. We need to start incorporating that into our daily lives, into our weekly lives, into our monthly lives, not just a once a year event to where it's just a treat for that one day. I don't even know the words to it. It's as if, oh, what a pleasure. I get one day a year to be treated the same way that to have other people try to mimic what we do for everyone else every other day of the year. Let me remind you, you're worthy right now of those moments more often, not later, not when your business takes off, not when things calm down, not when you have your schedule and your agenda all planned out and perfect. That's never going to happen. You need to do that right now. And your business will only rise to the level that you allow yourself to rise. So please take care of yourself, pour into yourself, invest in yourself, set those boundaries. You are your greatest asset. You are worthy of all that same care that you give to everyone else. So I am really hoping that this spoke to you and that you know you are loved, that you know you are worthy, that you know that you need to take care of yourself as much as you take care of others. I hope if you get the opportunity, come by Vision and Heals. The community we have is truly special. On Monday mornings, Jeanette and I are both here together, and when we see our members come in and say, I just needed to get out of the house. I needed to be around positive people. I needed to get my day going. It truly does fill the soul, and it helps you get on track to running your business. So come by Vision and Heals, and hopefully we'll be able to fill our cups together. If this episode spoke to you, share it with another woman who needs this reminder, and always keep showing up, keep growing, and keep believing in the power of who you are becoming. We will see you next episode, and like I said, I hope that you'll stay tuned and tune in for our next episode when Jeanette and I will be back together. The Eds will be back together, and we'll be able to have pour some more cafecito and share with you guys everything that goes on at V&H. We love you. Have a wonderful week. Mwah.
Wow, that was some strong cafecito we poured today on Vision and Heals Uncensored. Thanks for hanging out with us.
Make sure you hit that subscribe button and leave us a review. We are truly grateful, as it really helps us pour more into your heart straight from ours.
Remember to live your truth, handle your business, and shine bright.
We'll be back soon to pour some more. Stay blessed.